thank you very much, Rich. And yeah, indeed, good morning to everyone. And thank you for coming to this workshop. Welcome to the MESA Laboratory of the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Is there an echo with this microphone? It sounds like it a bit. Oh, that's the double mic. No, I said it was off. Are we good now? So anyway, welcome here to the MESA Laboratory. This is a iconic building that was designed by the world famous architect I.M. Pei. If you are a visitor here and have an opportunity, there's a very nice exhibit just outside of the main seminar room that talks about the building and talks about I.M. Pei's vision for this building. And I encourage you to take a quick look at it. But it's certainly an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to Boulder, to the National Center for Atmospheric Research, and to this inaugural workshop for diversity in the computational geosciences. And in particular, I'd like to thank the organizing committee and Stephanie Barr. Stephanie must have, oh, there you are, right there, front and center. I thought you were probably outside still trying to welcome folks in. Stephanie, if you don't know, is the coordinator for diversity within our Computational and Information Systems Laboratory, CISL. And I thank you, Stephanie, for the opportunity to give some welcoming remarks. So as Rich stated, my name is Jim Hurrell. I've actually been at NCAR now for about 23 years. I'm a research scientist. I study climate variability and climate change. But about 9 months ago, I applied for and became director of the National Center, so it's certainly a privilege to serve in this capacity. If you don't know, NCAR is what is called a FFRDC, a federally funded research and development center. Our principal sponsor is the National Science Foundation. Indeed, we are the largest of NSF's FFRDCs. We have a, if I don't mind saying so myself, a superbly talented staff of scientists, engineers, technicians, support staff, administrators. NCAR has a total staff of about 850 people. And if you sum up all of our sources of funding, not just the funding from the National Science Foundation, but all of our sources of funding, our annual budget is about $175 million a year. So why are we here? Why do we have a National Center for Atmospheric Research? Well, we were established back in 1960 by a relatively small consortium of U.S. universities. And this consortium, by the way, has now grown to now more than 100 institutions that are members of our governing body, the University Corporation for Atmospheric Research. And NCAR was really established to serve as a national hub for research, education, and advancing the technology necessary in order to address some of the nation's most pressing environmental challenges, and especially those environmental challenges that relate, of course, to the atmosphere and the modification to the atmosphere by the oceans, by the land, by the sun, and the like, what is now called Earth system science. So in particular, working very closely with the university community, I think of NCAR really as an idea to action center, conducting a wide range of research in weather, in atmospheric chemistry, in climate, in solar science, and related applications research to the benefit of society. At the heart of this work really is improving predictions of our atmosphere, how the atmosphere varies really from minute to minute, day to day, week to week, month to month, decade to decade, on all of these timescales, including trying to improve our predictive capabilities of things like severe weather, of wildfires, of drought and the impact of drought on water resources, the influence of solar events on satellite communication systems and communication grids, better forecast of winds and clouds for renewable energy, all the way to studies of what I've done in my career, climate variability and long-term climate change, including climate change due to human influences, anthropogenic climate change. And it's really through this body of research that NCAR contributes, I think, very directly to economic efficiency, national security, environmental quality, human well-being. But it also fundamentally, part of our fundamental mission is to serve and extend the capabilities of our colleagues in the universities. That's really the role here of the National Center. And we do this in many ways, including providing major research facilities such as high-performance computing and data analysis and data storage capabilities. It's really at the heart of the mission of our Computational and Information Systems Laboratory, which is absolutely critical to the advancement of the geosciences and the advancement of Earth system science. Through observing facilities, we have a wide range of observing facilities, including research aircraft, such as our Gulfstream 5 aircraft that has been modified for research so that it has unique capabilities that set it apart from all other research aircraft in the world. And then finally, world-class numerical models, weather prediction models, chemistry models, climate models, solar models to predict, as I said, the evolution of the atmosphere on timescales from days out to decades or even centuries into the future. And to not only understand grand scientific challenges, such as the diverse and potentially very disruptive consequences of anthropogenic climate change, including the impacts of climate change on people and society, and the limits and the options that society has in responding to climate change, we at NCAR really embrace the fact that to tackle these challenges and our success in tackling these challenges depends entirely on the skills of the people involved, including scientists and students from traditionally underrepresented groups in the geosciences. As a result, NCAR regards leadership in attracting, motivating, and training the next generation of scientists and engineers as one of our fundamental responsibilities, and a responsibility that we take very seriously. So we are committed to fostering not only graduate and postgraduate education, but to provide opportunities for undergraduate participation in NCAR research and promoting students' interest in the geosciences and in the atmospheric sciences. In fact, at NCAR, we host more than 70 interns every summer through a range of programs. And what is really neat to see is not only the benefit that these summer interns get from these research experiences at the National Center, but what I particularly enjoy is watching our staff interact with the students. And I think universally, our staff find these experiences to be very rich and very rewarding. So there's no doubt that through internship programs is one of the best ways to engage students in the important work that we do and to highlight for them a number of wonderful career opportunities in the geosciences. And we have several very successful programs in these areas, and I'm not going to run through all of them for you today. But of course, one is known as SOARS, Significant Opportunities in Atmospheric Research and Sciences. Rebecca Hacker-Santos is the director of that. I believe that she's addressing the workshop tomorrow, if I remember the agenda correctly. SOARS is dedicated to broadening participation through undergraduate to graduate program that's really centered around a 10-week summer internship for these students. They come to NCAR, they're mentored by some of the top scientists and some of the top researchers in the field. They have the opportunity to get together and share their diverse backgrounds and research experiences and give presentations on the work that they did over the summer at the end of their summer experience in a colloquium. And that's a colloquium that many staff members at NCAR attend and greatly enjoy. Within CISL, our Computational and Information Systems Laboratory, is the SciParks program. The goal of SciParks is to make a long-term positive impact on the quality and the diversity of the workforce needed to use and operate 21st century supercomputers, as well as conducting research and development in computational sciences. SciParks offers undergraduate students significant hands-on research and development opportunities in high-performance computing and related fields by indeed embedding them with the staff within CISL for the summer. NCAR provides a number of other summer internships as well, as I mentioned, and many of them indeed are centered around entraining students from traditionally underrepresented groups in the atmospheric and the related sciences. And indeed, I can state that I'm personally very proud to be part of an organization that has such a long-standing commitment to education and a strong institutional value centered really on inclusiveness and diversity. This is really evidenced at NCAR not only by these programs that I've alluded to that are embedded in our laboratories, but by several other measures as well, one of which is the fact that we have a diversity committee. And that diversity committee plays a role in the management of NCAR, in part by soliciting proposals for projects in support of our diversity mission, and also by supporting one of my very first decisions as director when I came on board 9 months ago, and that is to hire a full-time director for diversity, education, and outreach at the National Center. And we're in the process of completing those interviews over the next month or so. So I very much look forward to that position. So with that, I'd just like to conclude by thanking all of you for coming to this inaugural workshop. I very much look forward to hearing about the recommendations and the discussions that's going to take place over the next 3 days. One of my pet peeves personally is when directors show up and give 10 minutes of comments and then disappear. But unfortunately, I have a couple of other meetings that I have to attend this morning, including my next one at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to sit in here just to about 3 minutes until 9 and then run up to my office. So my apologies for that. But I do sincerely look forward to hearing about the recommendations and the discussions that occur this week. So thank you very much.